The Adelaide Footy League, strengthening communities through footy. The 2025 Keith Sims medal count will begin in 5 minutes. The Adelaide Footy League, strengthening communities through footy. The count for the 2025 Keith Sims medal will begin in 3 minutes. The Adelaide Footy League, strengthening communities through footy. The 2025 Keith Sims medal count will start in 2 minutes. The 2025 Keith Sims medal count will begin in 1 minute. The 2025 Keith Sims medal count begins in 30 seconds. The Adelaide Footy League, strengthening communities through footy. Good evening and welcome to the 2025 Keith Sims Medal presentation to determine our Men's League champion. The Keith Sims Medal is awarded annually to the player judged to be the best and fairest over the course of the season, as determined by the umpires. The Adelaide Footy League acknowledges the great support from our 2025 partners. Principal partner Channel 9. Platinum partner, Born to Build. And our major partners, West End, Sharon, Police Credit Union, BTR Excavations, Breakthrough Mental Health, and 5AA. Our community partner, South Australia Police. And our valued partners, Belgravia Sports and New Balance, O'Neill Sportswear, Ferrari Formal Wear Parafield, and our preferred partner, Villy's Bakery. And our supporting partners, Bianco Construction and Industrial Supplies, SA Gourmet Meats, McGill and Unley, and Konica Minolta. And the game wouldn't go on without our apparel and medical partners, Belgravia Sports, ISC, Nelson Teamwear, O'Neill Sportswear, Sports Centre, MediPro and Victor School and Sports Club Supplies. And we support the following charities: Breakthrough Mental Health and the Little Heroes Foundation. The Sims Medal is presented in honour of Keith Sims, who has been a dedicated life member since 1978, exemplifying long-standing commitment and service to the sport. Over the decades, Keith has made significant contributions both on and off the field, earning the respect and admiration of many within the sporting community. In recognition of his outstanding dedication, he was awarded the Medal of the Order of Australia in 2003, specifically for his service to sport, with a particular focus on his involvement through the South Australian Amateur Football League. Keith's unwavering support and leadership has left a lasting legacy, and he continues to be an inspiring figure within our sporting community. Please be advised that any player with an asterisk next to their name has been found guilty of an offence and is therefore ineligible to receive the award. Thank you for joining us this evening, and we wish all Division 1 players the best of luck for the remainder of the final series. Before we begin the live count, let's take a look at some highlights from rounds 1 to 5.
Second, he was at ground level somehow.
So Lyson lines up for his third. Lovely kick.
The live counter begins shortly, but let's take a look at the leaderboard to the end of round 5. It's Jake Pittman from Golden Grove, who's out by 3 on 10 votes from a trio of players on 7. Scott Bedford from St Peter's, Scotty Lysette from Port District, and Hunter Window from Sacred Heart Old Collegians, all on 7 votes. Bo McRae from Sacred Heart on 6, alongside James Wharton of Ross Trevor, as we go over to page 2 of the leaderboard. And then a big group on 4 votes: Eddie Allen, Joseph Haynes, Callum Hay, Cameron Kill, Jordan O'Brien, Craig Pitt, rounding out our leaderboard to the end of round 5. The live count for the Keith Sims medal begins shortly, but first, let's take a look at some highlights from round 6 to 10.
It was good. Umpire has not moved well. Oh, what a goal. What a great goal there by Tech Newman. Theo. Find it. What's he done, Vince? He's got a hat-trick.
Round 6. St Peter's Old Collegians versus Ross Trevor Old Collegians. 1 vote, St Peter's Old Collegians, T. Newman. 2 votes, Ross Trevor Old Collegians, P. Dawson. 3 votes, Ross Trevor Old Collegians, J. Wharton. Golden Grove versus Payneham Norwood Union. 1 vote, Golden Grove, J. Glenn. 2 votes, Golden Grove, J. Pittman. 3 votes, Golden Grove, L. Pascoe. Sacred Heart Old Collegians versus Prince Alfred Old Collegians. 1 vote, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, T. Coe. 2 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, B. McRae. 3 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, B. Moroney. Port District versus Glenunga. 1 vote, Glenunga, C. Pridham. 2 votes, Port District, S. Lysette. 3 votes, Port District, J. Haynes. Broadview versus Salisbury North. 1 vote, Broadview, P. Carlin. 2 votes, Broadview, C. O'Leary. 3 votes, Salisbury North, C. Hay. Round 7. Glenunga versus Golden Grove. 1 vote, Glenunga, J. West. 2 votes, Glenunga, C. Pridham. 3 votes, Glenunga, T. Calavasitis. Prince Alfred Old Collegians versus Port District. 1 vote, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, H. Jolly. 2 votes, Port District, J. Ferns. 3 votes, Port District, S. Lysette. Payneham Norwood Union versus Broadview. 1 vote, Payneham Norwood Union, M. Nunn. 2 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, H. Viney. 3 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, T. Wagner. Ross Trevor Old Collegians versus Sacred Heart Old Collegians. 1 vote, Ross Trevor Old Collegians, C. Butcher. 2 votes, Ross Trevor Old Collegians, D. Best. 3 votes, Ross Trevor Old Collegians, J. Wharton. Salisbury North versus St Peter's Old Collegians. 1 vote, St Peter's Old Collegians, N. McGill. 2 votes, Salisbury North, M. Sharp. 3 votes, Salisbury North, J. O'Brien. Round 8. Prince Alfred Old Collegians versus Payneham Norwood Union. 1 vote, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, N. McHenry. 2 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, H. Viney. 3 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, M. Nunn. St Peter's Old Collegians versus Sacred Heart Old Collegians. 1 vote, St Peter's Old Collegians, E. Allen. 2 votes, St Peter's Old Collegians, H. Nelligan. 3 votes, St Peter's Old Collegians, M. Carruthers. Salisbury North versus Port District. 1 vote, Port District, S. Lysette. 2 votes, Port District, T. Carter. 3 votes, Port District, C. Gaffney. Broadview versus Glenunga. 1 vote, Broadview, J. White. 2 votes, Glenunga, M. Marini. 3 votes, Glenunga, T. Calavasitis. Ross Trevor Old Collegians versus Golden Grove. 1 vote, Golden Grove, C. Hillcoat. 2 votes, Golden Grove, J. Pittman. 3 votes, Golden Grove, J. Glenn. Round 9. Broadview versus St Peter's Old Collegians. 1 vote, St Peter's Old Collegians, H. Nelligan. 2 votes, St Peter's Old Collegians, T. Rundle. 3 votes, St Peter's Old Collegians, H. Allen. Sacred Heart Old Collegians versus Salisbury North. 1 vote, Salisbury North, S. Marciano. 2 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, T. Coe. 3 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, B. Agnew. Golden Grove versus Prince Alfred Old Collegians. 1 vote, Golden Grove, M. Cavallaro. 2 votes, Golden Grove, J. Glenn. 3 votes, Golden Grove, L. Pascoe. Port District versus Ross Trevor Old Collegians. 1 vote, Ross Trevor Old Collegians, S. Lanzoni. 2 votes, Port District, L. Sharrod. 3 votes, Ross Trevor Old Collegians, X. Tranfer. Payneham Norwood Union versus Glenunga. 1 vote, Glenunga, J. West. 2 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, M. Nunn. 3 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, I. Hewson. Round 10. Prince Alfred Old Collegians versus Glenunga. 1 vote, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, C. Pitt. 2 votes, Glenunga, M. Marini. 3 votes, Glenunga, J. West. Ross Trevor Old Collegians versus Payneham Norwood Union. 1 vote, Ross Trevor Old Collegians, X. Tranfer. 2 votes, Ross Trevor Old Collegians, J. Wharton. 3 votes, Ross Trevor Old Collegians, S. Lanzoni. St Peter's Old Collegians versus Port District. 1 vote, Port District, S. Lysette. 2 votes, St Peter's Old Collegians, T. Bedford. 3 votes, St Peter's Old Collegians, H. Nelligan. Salisbury North versus Golden Grove. 1 vote, Golden Grove, L. Pascoe. 2 votes, Salisbury North, J. Russo. 3 votes, Golden Grove, J. Glenn. Broadview versus Sacred Heart Old Collegians. 1 vote, Broadview, J. White. 2 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, C. Simons. 3 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, E. Moore. And that concludes the voting to round 10. So time now to take a look at the leaderboard to the end of round 10, and Jake Pittman of Golden Grove is still out in front on 14 votes, but he's now got company. James Wharton and Scott Lysette have both moved alongside him on 14 votes, so it's tight at the top. Big gap of 5 back to 4th position. Joshua Glenn, Jake Pittman's teammate, is there on 9 votes alongside Henry Nelligan from St Peter's. Then on the second page of the leaderboard, Matthew Nunn, he was a big mover in those last 5 rounds. He's up to 8 votes alongside Bo McRae from Sacred Heart. Big group of players on 7 votes. Scott Bedford, Joey Haynes, Callum Hay, Geordie O'Brien, Lachlan Pascoe, Xavier Tranfer, Jordan West and Hunter Window, all there on 7 votes. And rounding out our leaderboard on 6 votes, the pair from Glenunga, Thomas Calavasitis and Charlie Pridham. That's the leaderboard to the end of round 10. Let's take a look at some highlights for rounds 11 to 15. Round 11. Payneham Norwood Union versus Salisbury North. 1 vote, Salisbury North, J. Johansson. 2 votes, Salisbury North, D. Costanzo. 3 votes, Salisbury North, C. Hay. Port District versus Sacred Heart Old Collegians. 1 vote, Port District, J. Haynes. 2 votes, Port District, C. Gaffney. 3 votes, Port District, S. Lysette. Golden Grove versus St Peter's Old Collegians. 1 vote, Golden Grove, J. Glenn. 2 votes, Golden Grove, J. Pittman. 3 votes, Golden Grove, L. Verity. Prince Alfred Old Collegians versus Broadview. 1 vote, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, J. Perks. 2 votes, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, J. Bentley. 3 votes, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, H. Slade. Glenunga versus Rostrevor Old Collegians. 1 vote, Rostrevor Old Collegians, T. McCormick. 2 votes, Rostrevor Old Collegians, S. Lanzoni. 3 votes, Rostrevor Old Collegians, X. Tranfer. Round 12. Broadview versus Port District. 1 vote, Port District, J. DeRizzi. 2 votes, Port District, J. Haynes. 3 votes, Port District, S. Lysette. Rostrevor Old Collegians versus Prince Alfred Old Collegians. 1 vote, Rostrevor Old Collegians, P. Dawson. 2 votes, Rostrevor Old Collegians, E. Murata. 3 votes, Rostrevor Old Collegians, J. Wharton. Sacred Heart Old Collegians versus Golden Grove. 1 vote, Golden Grove, L. Pascoe. 2 votes, Golden Grove, J. Glenn. 3 votes, Golden Grove, J. Pittman. Salisbury North versus Glenunga. 1 vote, Salisbury North, T. Richard. 2 votes, Salisbury North, J. Johansson. 3 votes, Salisbury North, J. O'Brien. St Peter's Old Collegians versus Payneham Norwood Union. 1 vote, St Peter's Old Collegians, M. Carruthers. 2 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, J. Christanzig. 3 votes, St Peter's Old Collegians, S. Bedford. Round 13. Rostrevor Old Collegians versus Broadview. 1 vote, Broadview, C. Anyang. 2 votes, Rostrevor Old Collegians, X. Tranfer. 3 votes, Rostrevor Old Collegians, J. Wharton. Prince Alfred Old Collegians versus Salisbury North. 1 vote, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, C. Pitt. 2 votes, Salisbury North, J. Russo. 3 votes, Salisbury North, J. O'Brien. Glenunga versus St Peter's Old Collegians. 1 vote, Glenunga, A. Davis. 2 votes, St Peter's Old Collegians, M. Carruthers. 3 votes, St Peter's Old Collegians, E. Allen. Payneham Norwood Union versus Sacred Heart Old Collegians. 1 vote, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, C. Brinkworth. 2 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, E. Moore. 3 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, T. Coe. Golden Grove versus Port District. 1 vote, Golden Grove, D. Pilkington. 2 votes, Golden Grove, J. Glenn. 3 votes, Golden Grove, J. Pittman. Round 14. Salisbury North versus Rostrevor Old Collegians. 1 vote, Rostrevor Old Collegians, S. Lanzoni. 2 votes, Salisbury North, J. O'Brien. 3 votes, Salisbury North, J. Russo. Broadview versus Golden Grove. 1 vote, Golden Grove, J. Banwell. 2 votes, Golden Grove, J. Glenn. 3 votes, Golden Grove, J. Pittman. St Peter's Old Collegians versus Prince Alfred Old Collegians. 1 vote, St Peter's Old Collegians, H. Nelligan. 2 votes, St Peter's Old Collegians, E. Allen. 3 votes, St Peter's Old Collegians, S. Bedford. Port District versus Payneham Norwood Union. 1 vote, Port District, S. Gray. 2 votes, Port District, J. Ferns. 3 votes, Port District, S. Lysette. Sacred Heart Old Collegians versus Glenunga. 1 vote, Glenunga, A. Davis. 2 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, D. Glewis. 3 votes, Glenunga, J. West. Round 15. Salisbury North versus Broadview. 1 vote, Salisbury North, T. Pearce. 2 votes, Salisbury North, D. Costanzo. 3 votes, Salisbury North, J. O'Brien. Prince Alfred Old Collegians versus Sacred Heart Old Collegians. 1 vote, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, T. Kakuro. 2 votes, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, C. Pitt. 3 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, E. Moore. Ross Trevor Old Collegians versus St. Peter's Old Collegians. 1 vote, Ross Trevor Old Collegians, F. Wakelin. 2 votes, Ross Trevor Old Collegians, C. Kemp. 3 votes, Ross Trevor Old Collegians, J. Wharton. Payneham Norwood Union versus Golden Grove. 1 vote, Golden Grove, L. Pascoe. 2 votes, Golden Grove, M. Cavallaro. 3 votes, Golden Grove, J. Pittman. Glenunga versus Port District. 1 vote, Glenunga, Z. Smith. 2 votes, Port District, J. Ferns. 3 votes, Port District, S. Lysette. And that concludes the voting to round 15. So that takes us to the leaderboard at the end of round 15. We have 3 absolute runaways at the top. Jake Pittman from Golden Grove is on 28 votes. He picked up an astounding 14 of a possible 15 votes in those last 5 rounds. It is quite incredible, and you'd expect under normal circumstances he would be miles ahead in this count. But Scott Lysette and James Wharton have come with him pretty much every step of the way. Lysette, the big ruckman from Port District, is only 2 back. Wharton from Ross Trevor is only 5 back. They are the only 3 still left in the running, would you believe, with 3 rounds still remaining in the count. Jordan O'Brien, Josh Clem round out the front page of our leaderboard, but they are both too far back, only 9 left, and they're both 10 and 12 back respectively. We go over to page 2, Scott Bedford of St. Peter's on 13, Xavier Transfer from Rockers on 12. Big group on 10 votes, Edward Allen, Joey Haynes, Callum Hay, Henry Nelligan, Jordan West. Jack Ferns and Lockie Pascoe round out our leaderboard to the end of round 15. It's a race in 3, Jake Pittman, Scott Lysette, James Wharton, all chasing, with 3 rounds still remaining in the count. We're going to take a short break from the count in the Keith Sims medal because it is time to recognise the winner of the Drew Litster medal, the leading goal kicker in Division 1 footy for 2025. And a massive congratulations to Lockie Pascoe of the Golden Grove Football Club. He booted 84 goals for the season. It is an incredible year. You can see the leaderboard there now. He was 45 goals ahead of the second place finisher. That's Anthony Hellabout from Salisbury North. Incredible performance from Golden Grove. A worthy winner of the 2025 Drew Litster medal. Let's take a look at some of his highlights now. We'll find out the winner of the Keith Sims medal very shortly, but first of all, let's take a look at some highlights from round 16 to 18.
The siren is gone. And we have a draw.
Round 16. Broadview versus Payneham Norwood Union. 1 vote, Payneham Norwood Union, B. Ansell. 2 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, H. Viney. 3 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, M. Nunn. St Peter's Old Collegians versus Salisbury North. 1 vote, Salisbury North, J. O'Brien. 2 votes, Salisbury North, J. Johannesson. 3 votes, St Peter's Old Collegians, T. Bedford. Sacred Heart Old Collegians versus Ross Trevor Old Collegians. 1 vote, Ross Trevor Old Collegians, E. Murata. 2 votes, Ross Trevor Old Collegians, S. Lanzoni. 3 votes, Ross Trevor Old Collegians, X. Tranfer. Port District versus Prince Alfred Old Collegians. 1 vote, Port District, T. Carter. 2 votes, Port District, J. Haynes. 3 votes, Port District, M. Carter. Golden Grove versus Glenunga. 1 vote, Golden Grove, L. Pascoe. 2 votes, Glenunga, E. Smith. 3 votes, Golden Grove, J. Pittman. And that concludes the voting for round 16. We return now to the leaderboard for the Keith Sims medal at the end of round 16. Jake Pittman is out by 5 now on 31 votes. He has picked up 3 votes in each of the last 5 games. 15 votes, 5 games. It is just incredible from Jake. He's out by 5 from Scott Lycett of Port District. No votes there for him. He is still stuck on 26 votes and 5 back. James Wharton, no votes either. So at 23 votes, he is now too far back in the race for the Keith Sims medal. What an incredible year he has had for the Rockers. Jordan O'Brien and Josh Glenn still round out our leaderboard on 19 and 16 respectively. Over the page, Xavier Tranfer with votes in round 16 moves up to 15 votes. Scott Bedford, Joey Haynes and Matty Nunn. Matty Nunn, of course, with 3 votes in round 16 there. Round out our leaderboard to the end of round 16, but it's a race in 2. Jake Pittman by 5 from Scott Lycett. Let's go to the votes for round 17. Round 17. Sacred Heart Old Collegians versus St Peter's Old Collegians. 1 vote, St Peter's Old Collegians, T. Bedford. 2 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, B. Noble. 3 votes, St Peter's Old Collegians, E. Allen. Payneham Norwood Union versus Prince Alfred Old Collegians. 1 vote, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, H. Jolly. 2 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, M. Nunn. 3 votes, Prince Alfred Old Collegians, H. Slade. Glenunga versus Broadview. 1 vote, Broadview, C. Anyang. 2 votes, Glenunga, F. Wiseman. 3 votes, Glenunga, A. Davis. Port District versus Salisbury North. 1 vote, Port District, S. Lycett. 2 votes, Port District, J. Haynes. 3 votes, Port District, S. Gray. Golden Grove versus Ross Trevor Old Collegians. 1 vote, Ross Trevor Old Collegians, X. Tranfer. 2 votes, Golden Grove, J. Pittman. 3 votes, Ross Trevor Old Collegians, J. Wharton. And that concludes the voting to round 17. And there is the leaderboard to the end of round 17. It tells a story. He is 6 ahead with only 1 round remaining. Jake Pittman is going to be the Keith Sims medalist for 2025. So congratulations to Jake. I'm sure everyone out at Golden Grove is already celebrating. We're going to be catching up with the winner very shortly. Jake, you can enjoy the final round, take a seat, have a cold drink. We'll be catching up with you in just a couple of moments from now. Scott Lycett, well, we know what a star footballer he has been. He is in second position on that leaderboard. James Wharton picked up 3 votes there, so he moves outright third place and a chance for the runner-up in the podium finishes. Jordan O'Brien from Salisbury North is 4th on 19. Alongside Josh Glenn of Golden Grove on 16 votes. The second page of the leaderboard, Xavier Tranfer is also on 16 votes. Joey Haynes from Port District on 14. Then 3 players on 13 round us out. Matty Nunn, Edward Allen, Scott Bedford. But we are going to have a winner of the Keith Sims medal at Golden Grove. It'll be Jake Pittman, who has 33 votes with 1 round remaining. Let's get to the final round now. Round 18. Salisbury North versus Sacred Heart Old Collegians. 1 vote, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, H. McAuliffe. 2 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, E. Moore. 3 votes, Sacred Heart Old Collegians, B. McRae. Rostrevor Old Collegians versus Port District. 1 vote, Rostrevor Old Collegians, F. Wakelin. 2 votes, Rostrevor Old Collegians, T. McCormack. 3 votes, Rostrevor Old Collegians, X. Tranfer. Glenunga versus Payneham Norwood Union. 1 vote, Payneham Norwood Union, T. Wagner. 2 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, B. Mackenzie. 3 votes, Payneham Norwood Union, M. Nunn. St Peter's Old Collegians versus Broadview. 1 vote, St Peter's Old Collegians, E. Allen. 2 votes, St Peter's Old Collegians, H. Allen. 3 votes, St Peter's Old Collegians, T. Bedford. Prince Alfred Old Collegians versus Golden Grove. 1 vote, Golden Grove, M. Cavallaro. 2 votes, Golden Grove, J. Pittman. 3 votes, Golden Grove, L. Pascoe. So I can confirm the winner of the 2025 Keith Sims Medal with 35 votes from the Golden Grove Football Club is Jake Pittman. Congratulations to Jake. We're going to be catching up with him very shortly at the Golden Grove Football Club. In the meantime, let's take a look at some of his highlights from his outstanding season 2025.
For Pittman.
Yep. Where did I like?
Thank you for joining us at the Golden Grove Football Club. It's a big night here. They've had the Division 1 Reserves medalist Declan Tomley, but It is very exciting because for the first time in this club's history, they have a Division 1 medalist. He is the Keith Sims medalist now. Congratulations to Jake Pittman of the Golden Grove Football Club. Let's hear it for Jake. Jake. Darren from BTR Excavations, who's going to present with you the Keith Sims medal now.
Congratulations, Jake. Well done, mate. Good work.
Jake, congratulations, incredible. I think we were going through that count. There was, I think, 6 games in a row where you polled first preference votes. You're no stranger to these medals. You won the Division 3 in 2022, Division 2 in 2023. You're runner-up for this medal last year, and now you've won it. 4 incredible years. Where does this one rank with those other 3 incredible seasons?
Oh, it's pretty humbling, but I couldn't do this without my teammates here. They stick by me, the coaching staff and everyone like that. So, you know, it's exciting, but we've still got bigger and better plans for this club. So.
Incredible build-up. I think the first time you arrived back at this club after your stint at Norwood, 2017, I think the club was relegated in the first year you came back. You must be proud of what you've achieved and built in that decade since.
Yeah, definitely. This club's such a family-orientated club. It's getting big. Juniors is massive, so we're trying to grow from the juniors up, trying to retain our players, and you know we're starting to play some good football, and you know really pushing for hopefully a Div 1 flag, and you know we've got 2 more weeks to go, and hopefully we can do that. So.
I want to ask you about Josh Glenn. So unfortunately he's not going to be part of the rest of the campaign, but I'm told that he has been a massive influence on you, really encouraged you to get super fit for this level of footy.
Oh yeah, I still drink probably a few too many beers, but he's where he's ranked and stuff like that. He's just, you know, everything he does is excellence. And that's, we Cam Shenton, we had Louis Johnson a couple of years ago. They played at the highest level, and it brings us along. Like, you know, there's guys here, they played a lot of high level football, but playing out at Golden Grove, it's just as high. There's plenty of good players out here, so need to be fit, need to be skillful, which probably not my forte, but getting there, just feed it out to the out guys, and hopefully we continue to get better and win. And
your coach Luke Barnby, what sort of effect has he had on this group?
Yeah, professional. You know, he's I think we're 3 and 4 coming into. You know, I think we versus Kalunga lost that. We sat in the change rooms as a group, figured out where we could be better, what we needed to do. Driving standards at training is our biggest thing. You know, driving standards everywhere, executing, being hard to play and relentless. And you know, he brings that. He brings confidence into the group, and you know, you can see in the last 12, 13 weeks we've delivered. So, you know, proud of him, proud of the team.
Won 12 straight, hadn't lost since May. Went into the second semi-final last week against Port District. A great outfit. They just got the better of you. What do you take out of that game?
Yeah, we take a lot. You know, they're a tough outfit, especially down at home. Win wasn't there. We thought we weren't probably disciplined enough to, you know, really perform how we want to perform. And we got Rostrevor this week. It's obviously going to be another tough thing. But we have confidence in the group. We have confidence in our coaching staff. So hopefully we can continue to play good football, do the things that we know we can do, play the style of football and game plan that we know how to do. And if we can do that, I think, you know, we have a good chance of obviously beating Rocks and, you know, really pushing for a grand final win.
Rostrevor, 5 of their last 6, but you got them in round 17. What do you take out of that?
Yeah, round 17, that was close. You know, we only just kicked a goal. I think Dottie kicked a goal after the siren, so, or with 30 seconds left. But, you know, they're a great outfit. They're defensively sound. So if we can play together, play our game style, you know, the sky's the limit for this team. You know, we've got so much young talent. We've got a lot of older heads that play good football and are ready for the challenge each week brings. So hopefully we can do that and put another banner on the wall for Golden Grove.
You've got the medal. You've got a few of those, of course, but I don't think you've ever received the Division 1 jacket before. We're going to invite your coach, Luke Barnby, in to present with you the Keith Sims jacket for the best and fairest player in Division 1. Luke, just before you go, you've been coach of this club for a number of years now. You've been heavily involved with Jake. He's a great leader. What does he mean to this group?
Oh, he means everything. He epitomises what we want to do and where we want to go. Even playing with him my first year, you could sense that he's played high football, drove expectations, was probably a little bit misunderstood just because he's got such a competitive nature and wants to win. So now we've had a few more guys come back in and sort of echo what Jake has probably done from the ground level. And yeah, we're playing good footy at the minute. But Rocks are a really good outfit, so we'll focus on them. And if we get the job done would be great. But we wouldn't be in a position if it wasn't for him, not just this year, but years before as well.
Jake, the Tiger League is watching, mate. I just invite you to say a couple of words down the barrel. I'm sure there's plenty of people you want to thank.
First of all, I just want to thank my parents, my partner Courtney, all my friends here, the leadership group. They've helped me become a better leader. You know, it's always a challenge to move into a new role. They've helped me, they've guided me. My teammates make me look good on a Saturday, make me look good on a Thursday and Tuesday as well. So, but yeah, and the entire club. You know, we're a very family-orientated club here. We've got great volunteers that work their behinds off. So, thank you for them, and hopefully we can continue to make the club proud and get a win for them. But
3 medals in 4 years for Jake Pittman. It is an amazing record. One of the greats of this league, a true great of the Golden Grove Football Club. 5 best and fairest for them. He's going to be out here leading his team against Ross Trevor Old Collegians on Saturday. Port District await. It's going to be an amazing couple of weeks. The 2025 season remains. But congratulations to our Keith Sims medalist, Jake Pittman of Golden Grove.
thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you very much. Thank you, guys. Thank you.